Hello everybody, welcome back to Feldy, Farmer Yip's map created for Farming Sim 11. We just got done hauling ourselves some biofuel up here. We just dropped it off with our Land Rover and brand spanking new Bowser. This is where the trigger is. You know, in later versions of Farming Sim, we probably would have seen things like a hose coming out of here and connecting up to the building. Although I still wonder if that isn't up to the modder as to how that gets created. Maybe even all the way into Farm Sim 22. I know in the map I play on Farm Sim 17, there was a creative modder that set that up, and it's pretty cool how it works. But here we just get to pretend that there's some hose coming out in this ramshackle building. Boy, it appears like the brickwork isn't quite very stable here, but at the moment it is, we've dumped off all of our biofuel, and it should be in the process of creating, or rather pumping, water. And I'm kind of curious, we'll just go into here real quick to see. Fertilizer plant, crusher, give me the pump, water pump. Okay, so we have 2,049 of biofuel sitting in there, and apparently, I mean, it says it's working, it goes a little bit, 50 at a time, and I don't remember what the ratio is, but I think it may end up taking a little bit to, let me see if it shows in here, kind of what our, aha, there it is. So we have 800 of water storage. If you'll recall, there's 900, cool. So if you'll recall, I think we are able to hold 2,500 liters, if I remember correctly. So I'll tell you what, we're just gonna go, oops, let me get out of here. We'll back this up and see if we can pick up some water. So we'll go over here and just kind of back it all in. And it's probably a dinky little trigger, and we gotta know exactly where to pick it up. I'm just gonna shoot for the middle, and we'll see if I can get there. Aha, look at that. Well, that's kind of a cool acronym. It shows we have water. They must have cleaned it out for us. I can't imagine they'd want the biofuel there. So, and you know, I didn't have to press anything. All I did was go into the trigger, and it seemed to put it into the Bowser just fine. So I don't want to haul it over to the sheep until we have a full Bowser. So we're gonna leave it there, and we're gonna do something else. So let's head back to the harvest field. Actually, I'm going to bail out of my baler. No pun intended. Now, this guy, it was way easier to fix the errors, you know, and if we just take a quick look at our log here, there are, as I do the page up, there's none of those errors that said our indices were messed up. But I can't explain why the fix that I gave to it works. There must be something fundamental in the model or something screwed up with the game. But look at this. Boom. I can pick up the pipe, and I've already tested it. I know that if we go to those windrows, it will indeed pick them up, and I plan to do that here in just a moment. But let me hop out and I'll show you some of my frustration. Although fortunately it was a very easy fix. So let's head out here. We have our forage harvester unit. I want you to notice something. Here's the pipe base, hydraulics, the pipe itself. You'll notice over here, although it may be really small on your screen, you see that we are on index 38. It says it plain as day. And the reason that is important is because when we define the properties of the pipe in the XML file, we use these indices so that the game engine knows what points of the model to grab to move here or there when it's in game. It's a very critical thing, and it's just kind of when you get into modding, you pick that up real quick that you have to have the right index. And when you pop those errors in there that give you the call set X, they tell you exactly the index, that is off, that needs to be fixed. Well, so when I pop open the XML for this, we get down here to where moving tools are in the pipe. And you'll notice that these now are all 37s. And that's the fix. And I can't explain why. I mean, these formerly were all 38. And, you take some of these, and we can go look up index by index, and it's frustratingly right on the money what they should be in here if we were to compare. But it's kind of exasperating to me, and I don't know how I discovered the fix. I may have just been grasping at straws, because I've noticed this on a few other models. I think I may have mentioned it before. I can't, for the life of me, understand why I have to go down from what is plainly stated here as a 38, and then when I come in here, I got to call it a 37. That just doesn't make sense to me. So there are several places where we were on index 38, and most of these were mentioned as errors in the log. So it's looking, this is where we want to point it to, even though in here 37, starts over here. It's on lights, of all things. And so probably it means that the light indices, if they're pointing to 37, and they may not be, are also off. But anything that pointed to 38 before, if it was looking for some of these nested parts, it was hopeless and it popped those errors. Now, if it was only pointed to the 38th index and it wasn't nesting, that would be pointing to this here. Something kind of off to the side. So those didn't pop an error, but every single other one of these did. This one here was probably okay, but I changed it anyway because everything else needs to change. So just one of those things, that, and I don't know if this popped out for Farmer Yip when he did it. I can't explain it, and it really frustrates me that I can't. And maybe it's something with a model, and if someone hears this, it could be something. It's only recently that I've done a little bit of modding here with Farm Sim 11. Back when I played it initially, I didn't know anything at all about modding. So I kind of learned what I know about indexing of models and whatnot, starting in Farm Sim 15 and 17 and thereafter. So maybe there was something different about 11 to where this occasionally happened with a model. Shoot, maybe it's the same index every time that goes off, and once you reach a certain number, it goes cattywampus. I don't know. I can't explain it. Wish I could. But it has helped us to get rid of all these pesky errors that we had in here. That's pointing to the pipe, but isn't pointing to the pipe, as it turns out. And now we've somehow fixed it. So, go figure. Go figure. Actually, we probably have enough in our... Let's just go check our Bowser. Oh, is this one of those deals where we got to go out and come back in? Alright, we are getting so close. Actually, I think I saw a little particle animation filling it up, which there wouldn't be, but anyways, let's go. We'll just go back out to the harvest field. We'll hop in our unit here. We'll open it up, so I know that key still works, and let's just go pick up some crop. When we did it the first time, it obviously didn't pick up the grass, and it didn't pick up our windrow either. It just made it disappear. So we ended up losing a little bit, but I think now we are going to, there we go. Oh, that just looks sweet. Folks, we are in the sheep business, and I probably need to keep this thing pointed at the trailer, or I am not going to be picking it up. You know, I really need to figure this out. I should be able to go in cab and not see all of this stutter jittering around, so I'm really not sure what's going on. It's probably something I did with the camera that screwed everything up. That's the law of unintended consequences. You poke the game one way and it just pooches out some other place you never intended to mess with, but it gets messed with anyhow. So it looks like it's going to take us a little bit here to get a full trailer, but we'll just continue on around. And again, I appreciate using this little forage over here, the windrower, for picking this up, because it just creates more windrows, and we're going to have way more in the way of feed stuff that we're picking up here. Oh yeah, boy, when the windrow curves, oh, that's interesting. I'm going to have to really be on the ball to make sure I get it pointing in the trailer. And this would be an argument for someone else to, well, although I don't know if maybe this won't turn up here. I guess I would have to remember, I'm almost positive that in the base game, that if you purchased a forage harvester, it would auto-detect where the trailer was and where the pipe had to be, and the pipe would turn accordingly. Now this here, let me make sure I'm not popping an error. It seems to not know where the trailer is, so it isn't looking at it, it's just dumping it all outside, so there's going to be some waste. I thought that was supposed to turn, and so maybe what it's telling me is I still do have a problem with this particular mod, and I need to figure out how to get the pipe to swivel so I don't just waste it on the ground. I guess I can afford a little waste. This is also an argument for not going round and round, but rather going back and forth with the windrow, because otherwise there's a significant portion I'm going to just lose just with the contours of the field. And you know, I suppose what I could do is, you know, just because it was windrow this way doesn't mean I have to leave it this way. Maybe there would be a way to straighten these out if I use the windrower. I probably got to mod it so I can do that. Yeah, otherwise I'm just going to be pouring some over the side. But in the grand scheme of things, I think we're doing okay. It's just frustrating. I'd like to capture all of it that I can. And two, maybe that's how this old machine worked, and there wasn't a way to swivel the pipe. Who knows? The one thing on it that I did mod, aside from the pipes of, you know, the indices that we just talked about, was the working area of the header. And I know I commented on this previously, and probably in the next episode or when I start using the baler again, I'll show more specifically what I did. But I changed the working area so that it's a little bit wider than it ordinarily is, or that it appears that it should be. And the reason I did it is because in real life, oftentimes whatever is outside of the pickup area of the machine, you often get it anyhow because the windrow ties together and it just pulls everything all together. So you end up getting it all in the baler, or in this case here in the forage harvester, you know, with no problems. So I'll show kind of what I did on that in another episode. Well, in one time around, looks like it is almost filling this thing. We've got a few bits of grass in here that maybe we can come in later and pick up with our baler. Oop. Get this turned around. Oh yeah, it's going to complain I'm going too quick. I just want to hit this straight. And it could be what I need to do is there's nothing compelling following the windrow, although these right here are nice and straight for the most part. But I could just drive off across the field and just keep it straight for purposes of filling this and then come in later and pick up everything else with the baler. But I think I want to figure out why this thing isn't swiveling. I probably got to watch it careful. Oop, yep, alright, so put my pipe down and we have a full load of feed stuff. And I think, you know what I'm gonna do is, nope, I don't want to do that. There, I want to dump the trailer. I'm just gonna move this ahead a little bit. Oh look, there's a little section out there that I missed with the winter or oh well. And you know, I think we're gonna go back to our Bowser, which probably should be filled by now, except yeah, I think I need to go off the trigger, then come back to it, and there we go. Okay, so let me just see real quick how much we have in here. This is a water pump. We have, all right, it's working. We still have a little bit of biofuel in there. Oh, it's kind of interesting how much. You know, but I probably have some built up in inventory. Yeah, I got 1,200, I think I saw real quick there, of water. So at least it isn't a 1-to-1 ratio. I think I'm going to cut across over here. We can go through a field to head over to where I know our sheep are. Oh my word, that looks miserable steep in here, but I'll just sneak kind of across the bottom here. And we're going to head across the field. Because there's no crops in it, I figure I could fudge a little bit on that, although in real life we probably wouldn't, you know, cut across here either. I'm gonna go over here. It's not very often I take this road down alongside the store here. We'll do that today because our sheep are right on the other side. And we're bringing them some water. So the harvest train kind of came through here. We'll be coming back kind of along this road here. And I've already got a trailer sitting here ready for the harvest. We got a small patch of barley kind of sitting here on the, I guess this would be the west side of the hill. It's still kind of in the morning, so the sun hasn't lit on this yet. Yeah, this might be a booger to harvest too, but we'll see. Oh, good, our gate is still open. So, and remember, in order to keep the gate open, we have to have a certain amount of biofuel in storage down kind of on the bottom field where where do I put this in? Okay, this is water, it goes in. Man, this is just a rough, well, look at that. Alright, there's an area that's going to get fixed in the map. There's no reason that that should be so messy there, so we're going to just back up to it, and no, I don't want to do that. Now I gotta find the trigger. Oh, for goodness sakes. Well, when in doubt, go to the manual, we've said. Only here, let's see. We will see if we can find which... A sheep trough input trigger, feed stuff and water right in the middle. Oh, if I was just a little more patient, then I would realize maybe that's why they put that berm in there. They don't want you to try to get in the trigger over there. I think it's roughly here. Is that about where it was? Well, I thought it was here. Help! Okay, maybe I'll try a little bit further this way. Sometimes it doesn't listen to my brakes. No, I'm meant to go this way to get on this side of the... Boy, the triggers have not been kind to me on this episode or in the past one. I keep trying to... Aha. I gotta aim for the middle post and then it'll let me. You know, I almost think in this version, the exactitude of where you're placed in the trigger is pretty important. It needs to be more precise, even though there should be a big old box here, and anywhere you go in it should be fair game, but apparently it isn't. Alright, we're gonna hop out, we're gonna go to our tractor, this one here. Oh, except he's almost out of fuel. I knew I shouldn't have run off with the fuel. Alright, let's get out of this one. This one here, I know we should have plenty of fuel in. I think this tractor goes just a fuzz faster than the forage harvester. So that's kind of why I dropped the trailer over here and we'll haul it using our tractor. And when we do this, I think it'll take a little bit of time for the sheep to grow fleece. Yeah, kind of ignore what I just went through the hedge. That's why the tractor's so scratched up. But at some point, with fleece now, with feed stuff and water, we should have everything we need over there for our sheep to produce wool. So let's get this up the hill. Hopefully by the time we get there, our water will be finished emptying out, and we will have then we can back this up in there and give them some food. I climb up the hill. I kind of got to turn the lights on this early in the morning. We're definitely in the shadows over here on this side of the hill. So what do you do with a hill shaped like this? I mean, it's kind of pinched in here. This is why I admire the handiwork of Farmer Yip. Who else makes stuff like that? Now, I guess the access point to the field is clear up on top, and for all I know, all those posts probably have collisions on them, and you're not able to even drive through them. Oh, we almost crinkled some tin. Alright, let's back up into here. Oh, come on. Give me the icon, please. Yeah, see, I may need to be in exactly the same spot as... Oh, well, no, that's upling. Nice. Yeah, you can hear him. Alright, we emptied this out. Oh, and it ain't gonna like getting off of there. Oh, shoot. Okay, let me see if the tractor's able to pull it off. I'm sorry if that's a little seesawy. Not only can't I drive, I also can't seem to walk when I get out of a vehicle. Let's see if this has just a few more muscles to pull this out. Yeah, we managed to budget, so... Alright, we'll drop it there, and we'll take this here, and back it on up. I think I gotta aim for the middle pipe, or the middle... Yeah, there it is. Alright, sheeps. Here's your food. Yeah, this one here, even though you set off all the water there, it appears the fill plane that's in the trough is only for the feed stuff. Alright, now that we have that in there, this is exciting. So we should have, let me see if I can cycle through these here real quick. Kelp, not the almond cattle, biofuel, pig feed, fertilizer, rock, pig, sheep trough. Okay, so we have lots of feed stuff in here, lots of water. It's going to be working, and it should create in due time fleece. And probably over here it will tell us. Oh, look at that. We almost have another Bowser ready to go of water. So let me cycle through here. We have, okay, that's rock over there. We have biofuel storage. I think we've got to keep that above 5,000. Tell me about the fleece. You know, maybe it just isn't done yet, and I just need to be patient. 26. Hey, I just saw some rain. Alright, you know what? We're going to let that continue working here. We don't need to sit up here and babysit. It's going to just take a little while. And we'll get ourselves some fleece. And I believe once we'd have to consult the manual. Matter of fact, let's just do it real quick. We'll go up here to, sorry, this is scrolling fast, mission 2. Alright, here's the instructions. Feedstuff, water, produces fleece, 500. Okay, so this needs to cycle 10 times with 5,000 in storage, and folks, we will be done with mission number 2. So, we may, I don't know if this is going to put a pause on me to harvest anymore. It sure seems like I would be able to harvest more feed stuff in the rain, but maybe it won't let me. I'll be kind of curious to see if it does. And you know, I'm not that familiar with forage harvesting. That's not the kind of farming I was around in my lifetime, and I don't know if it's something you do in the rain or not. You know, I do know you don't bale in the rain, although I have a feeling this would let us bale in the rain if we wished. I don't think I'm going to do that. I will see if it allows me to run the forage harvester. But like I say, I kind of think I have a little bit of modding work to do to see if I can get the pipe to swivel. I'm almost positive it swivels in the base game version, so it stands to reason this one should swivel too. But I'll need to take a look at that. So let me get this over here. Get our tractor back over by the baler. And so probably, I mean, we're probably getting down to the latter portion of this particular episode. I know there's a certain portion of this I'm going to need to bale. A part of me wants to just haul a bunch of feed stuff. You know, really, it doesn't take all that much to fulfill the mission, really. So we took us a little while to get here. Let me just cycle back to not this. I should have gone the other way. Here we go. And I'm gonna just haul this back to the. Well, now, maybe I shouldn't. You know, I could go over there as almost a full Bowser to haul that, but I think it was 100 short, if I recall correctly. So let me see if I can cycle through here. Yeah, 2,400 of water. So probably what I should do by all rights is go get more fuel kind of down there, more biofuel, haul some more up there, so that I'm constantly, you know, have a full Bowser when I'm hauling things. That's probably what I should do. Oops. Pick my way carefully down the hill. It's even darker in here now as it rains. And, you know, actually, don't I also need fuel over there? But, oh, there are so many needs in this map. So many places I can run to and fro. But let me just get this down around the corner and kind of on its way to go down to the biofuel again. And this is where I think at some point I need to set up some course plays. Oh, you know what? Here's another field of barley in here that I need to harvest. So while I'm on this side of the map, we're going to be visiting there. So that'll be something we'll get to momentarily. Alright, here we are up top. Oh, interesting. I have never reduced this field to dirt. Well, we're going to have to remedy that when we come back through here. For some reason, I thought I cultivated that up a long time ago. Turns out I haven't. So we'll get to that eventually as we drag all the equipment kind of back through the map on the east side, if you will. And you know what? I am just going to park this right here because before the episode closes, I would like to ascertain if I can harvest in the rain. And there went the bell, so we knew we were getting close. Let me get the pipe up. Alright. And I don't know if yeah, it's still all... There we go. Oh, interesting. Okay, so it's gonna keep me from doing that. So the reality is I'm kind of out of things to do at the moment. So let's just wind this down. And so it's maybe a good time to terminate the episode, or maybe to do a little bit of off-cam stuff here to get my ducks in a row and to try to fast forward through some rain. It might let me harvest the root crops over here. I'll maybe give that a try and kind of just put the rest of this harvest here kind of on ice until the rainfall ends. Don't know how long that'll take. But anyway, thank you very much for coming along for the ride. I'm happy that we finally had an episode where we are making substantive headway towards fulfilling mission number 2. And we'll get that one checked off and head on to mission number 3. It'll be kind of ironic if we could get through a significant number of missions when we didn't, when we basically just harvested whatever the map had. But I think I'm going to do another crop cycle anyhow. I'm still enjoying this map very much. Anyway, have a wonderful day, and I will see you on the next one. Goodbye for now.